in the morning.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, and I am still trying to catch my breath after that absolute roller coaster of an episode. Grab a snack and buckle up because we have so much to unpack today. I cannot even breathe right now. I am typing this at 2 a.m. because my brain is just spinning out of control after watching the latest episode, and I desperately need to get this out of my system. I mean, did we all just watch the same show? I am literally shaking with anger, relief, and just pure adrenaline. We have been waiting for months for this Patty Williams nightmare to end, and the way it exploded today was just chef's kiss, but also absolutely infuriating. Because of course, Victor Newman's fingerprints are all over this disaster. I have been watching since 2015, and this is by far the most unhinged, high-stakes climax to a storyline they have pulled off in years. The sheer chaos of the Abbott family being torn apart by one delusional woman is television gold, but my blood pressure cannot take much more of this. And let's just start with Patty. I can't believe they actually let her stand there and taunt Jack after everything she just did. Jack is lying there in that sterile hospital bed, finally awake from a terrifying coma after she literally stabbed him, and this absolute lunatic has the nerve to smile that sickening, smug smile of hers. I mean, I know we've seen Patty do some crazy things. Remember when she kissed a young Summer Newman with peanut butter on her lips knowing she had a deadly allergy? Yeah, didn't work to make us feel sorry for her then either. She has always been a monster. But the sheer audacity to stand in that hospital room, after trying to finish Jack off with a lethal syringe and then injecting Diane instead, I was screaming at my television. Jack's face was just pure, unfiltered disgust. He vowed to see her in court and put her away for life. And I am so here for it. So then the cops finally show up. Detective Burrow actually did his job for once. I mean, it took him long enough. Right. This guy has been the most incompetent detective in Genoa City history. He wrongfully arrested Diane, but Dr. Markham's ridiculous lies, and completely ignored Kyle's rock-solid alibi. But seeing Patty get dragged away in handcuffs was the most satisfying moment of the year. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did you guys catch the part where she literally bit the security guard in the hallway? Feral. She is a feral animal. Kyle was demanding answers, asking what she did to Diane, and she just calls it a surprise. I am so sorry, but anyone who still feels sympathy for Patty Williams needs to have their head examined. She needs to be locked in a padded cell and the key needs to be thrown into Lake Michigan. But you know who isn't going to let this go? Ashley Abbott, yes. Eileen Davidson is back on our screens and rushing in from Paris in an absolute frantic panic, and it is exactly what this storyline needed. Ashley has never, ever let anyone hurt Jack and get away with it. She is the fierce protector of that family, and seeing her storm into the Abbott mansion, vowing to make Patty pay, I got chills. I know some people are loving the Tracy Peacemaker arrow, but personally, I need Ashley's fiery rage right now. Tracy is great, and seeing her team up with Ashley and Lauren to vote Lauren in as an honorary Abbott while celebrating Diane's survival was a cute, light-hearted moment. But Ashley is the one who is going to dig into the why. Why does Patty hate Jabbit so much? Why is she so obsessed? Ashley is going to uncover the truth, and I cannot wait to watch her tear Genoa City apart looking for it. Okay, back to the point. Can we talk about Jack and Diane for a second? I was so incredibly relieved to see them finally make up and share that emotional reunion in the hospital. Diane literally almost died. She was injected with digitalis, a lethal toxin, by Patty during that chaotic scuffle in the hallway. If Kyle hadn't been there to catch his mother, scream for a doctor, and grab that syringe so the nurses could test it and neutralize the poison, Diane would be in the morgue right now. And the first thing Diane does when she recovers, she tells Kyle to go check on Jack because he woke up. That is love, you guys. I know Diane has a shady past, faking her death in 2011 and leaving Kyle to mourn her was horrific, but she has proven her devotion to Jack. And Jack apologizing to Diane again, and Diane just completely forgiving him. It broke my heart, because none of this was Jack's fault. Victor Newman paid Patty to abduct Jack, hide him on that abandoned yacht, drug him unconscious, and sexually compromise him. Jack was a victim. Diane was so angry at first, But seeing Jack almost bleed to death on their dining room floor really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? They are going to be okay. They are going to heal. But the trauma they have endured because of Victor's sick, twisted vendetta is unforgivable. I am just so glad they are finally on the same page and realize who the real enemy is. Which brings me to the absolute star of the week, Carl Abbott. Am I the only one who is cheering for Carl right now? Carl has been pushed to the absolute brink. He was literally almost orphaned this week. His father was stabbed and fell into a coma. His mother was injected with poison and collapsed in his arms, and Carl has finally connected the dots. He realizes that Patty didn't just wander back into Genoa City on her own. She had funding. She had resources. She had Victor Newman. Carl's rage is so palpable, and Michael Miller is acting his heart out. Carl is not just going to sit back and let Victor get away with destroying his family. So Carl meets up with Billy Abbott at Society, and this scene was everything I ever wanted. Billy has been complaining to Jill that Victor is this massive target that everyone always seems to miss. And Billy is right. People go after Victor, and they always fail. But Carl looks Billy dead in the eye and says, "Not this time." Yes, Carl, not this time. Billy and Carl teaming up to strategize a ruthless, ultimate revenge plot against the mustache is the exact energy we need. Billy wants Victor to pay for what he did, and Carl is out for blood. They are going to pool their resources, and I am praying that the writers actually let them score a win. Because let's be real for a second, I have been watching this show for years, and Victor always gets away with it. Remember when they tried to take him down for the Marco Onicelli diary storyline? Didn't work. Remember the forged documents with Arabesque? Didn't work. Victor uses his money, his power, and his intimidation tactics to crush everyone. He used an illegal AI program to destroy Arabesque and steal back Newman Enterprises from Phyllis. He is a ruthless dictator, but this time, he messed with Jack's life. He funded a psychopath who almost committed a double homicide. If Victor skates on this, I am going to throw my remote at the TV. He needs to face actual, severe consequences. And Carl knows exactly how to get those consequences. He marches right down to the GCPD to visit Patty in her jail cell. I mean, the guts on this kid. Patty is sitting there in her jumpsuit, looking all disheveled, and she actually has the nerve to tell Carl that he isn't the husband she hoped for. Delusional. She still thinks she and Jack belong together, but Carl doesn't even flinch. He just looks at her and starts gloating. He tells her that Jack is awake, Jack is recovering, and Jack is busy enjoying a beautiful, happy reunion with Diane. He rubs it in her face that Diane survived the digitalis poisoning and that Patty completely failed to break their epic romance. You could just see Patty's mind shattering. She was so furious. This is not the outcome she wanted. She wanted Jack dead so they could be together in the afterlife, or she wanted Diane dead so she could take her place. But instead, Jack and Diane are stronger than ever, and Patty is facing life in a maximum security prison or a psychiatric ward. Carl knew exactly what buttons to push to make her spiral. He wanted her to feel the sting of utter defeat before he laid out his real agenda. And this is where the genius of Carl's plan comes in. He looks at Patty, who has nothing left to lose, and he tries to convince her to turn against Victor Newman. I can't believe they did that. It makes so much sense. Patty is going down anyway. She is facing attempted murder charges, kidnapping, assault. She is never seeing the light of day again. So why should she protect the man who used her as a pawn? Victor promised her Jack, and Victor failed to deliver. Carl is basically telling her, if you're going to sink, drag the captain of the ship down with you. Will she squeal? Will she actually give Detective Burrow the evidence that Victor funded her entire operation? I think she just might. Because Dr. Markham is already trying to throw Patty under the bus to save his own skin. Once Markham realizes he is going down for kidnapping Diane and holding her hostage in that creepy house with the barred windows, he is going to point all his fingers at Patty. And if Patty feels cornered by Markham, she is going to retaliate. She is going to tell the cops that Victor hired her. Victor brought her back to Genoa City. Victor paid for the yacht. And Victor orchestrated the whole drugging incident. It is a massive chain of crimes, and Victor is at the very top of the pyramid. And let's not forget the emotional toll this is taking on everyone else in the Abbott orbit. Tracy has been trying so hard to keep the peace, but even she is reaching her breaking point. Seeing her brother lying in a hospital bed, fighting for his life, has completely shifted her perspective. She was the one who had to tell Jack that Diane had been wrongfully arrested because of Patty's twisted frame job. Can you imagine the sheer panic Jack must have felt in that moment? He literally just woke up from a coma, and his first thought is that his wife is taking the fall for his attempted murder. The psychological warfare that Patty waged on this family is unprecedented. And to think that Victor Newman sat in his high tower, pulling the strings and funding this madness, it makes my blood boil. The Abbott family has been through the ringer, but this near-death experience has bonded them in a way we haven't seen in decades. They are united, they are angry, and they are coming for the Newman Empire. I know some people are loving this invincible Victor era, and the Newman fans on the forums are saying Victor is just protecting his family from the Abbotts. But personally, I think Victor went way too far this time. You don't unleash a known psychotic killer on your rival just to win a corporate feud. You just don't. I am predicting that Patty is going to sing like a canary, and Victor is going to have to scramble to cover his tracks. I am dreading the possibility that he might blackmail a judge or bribe the Daw to get out of it, but I am so here for the Abbott family putting him on the defensive for once. Honestly, I just needed to vent because this storyline has me in a complete chokehold. The stakes have never been higher, the acting is phenomenal, and the Abbott family is finally fighting back with everything they have. Kyle and Billy's revenge tour is going to be legendary, and I will be sitting right here, late at night, watching every single second of it. Let me know if you guys think Patty will actually turn on Victor, or if the mustache is going to slip away again. I need to go calm down before I have a heart attack.